All right, guys, we are officially live. I think we are anyway. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you're watching the replay, then you can just drop a comment in there and say, I'm here. But for everyone that's coming on here live, let me know that you can see and hear me. I am in a different location as I was on Friday. We did our jam session, but I'm still in Virginia, but I'm actually heading back. As soon as we get done with this, I'll be hopping in the car and heading back home. So on and off, been here over a month. My wife's been here longer than I have, and my daughter. But yeah, so visiting our granddaughter, and we are heading back home today. So let me know that you can hear and see me, so that way there we can get rocking and rolling here, and I will be digging into today's topic. Today's coffee talk. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to talk about 3 ways to stand out in your niche and create goodwill. What is goodwill? Well, it's actually when you deposit some good quality help to people without anything in return, right? You're not asking anything in return. And I look at this as like depositing goodwill into your marketplace. And then it's kind of like you're depositing money in the bank. And then when you want to withdraw from that, well, you are going to deplete some of your goodwill sometimes. But if you do it right, you won't. So I'm a big fan of depositing goodwill into your marketplace, into your niche. A perfect example is here I am right here, Monday morning, kicking off the week here, getting ready to hop in the car for a 5-hour road trip. And here I am committing once again, to showing up and serving you guys in one way here today that can help you, right? So it's consistency and just adding goodwill to your marketplace. Now, will there come a time that people will pay for information, or pay for your service, or pay for your products? Yes, absolutely. And sometimes it'll just happen automatically. There's something I'm going to do on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So I'll just kind of throw it out there. I'm going to be talking about something called the super signature. And in the super signature, we've been testing this, and it's been working really well to actually sell in just about every email without selling. So you're probably going to want to stay tuned for that one. Been testing that out, and we've been getting some random sales since I've been doing that. Not huge like blockbuster sales, but hey, every sale counts, right? When you're not really selling. So I'll share that on Wednesday. But again, just wanted to say welcome, happy Monday. Today is August 10th. I had to look at my little calendar there, August 10th. And if you guys are showing up for the first time, I want to thank you. I want to welcome you. But also, I would love for anyone, even if you've been on these before, just do me a favor. Share this with someone that you think that would get value. You can do that by heading over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com. And that's where we have our morning coffees. And we do that over Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week, 10 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So the one that we talked about though on Friday, I just want to kind of go back to that one. We did a live review. I believe that was on Friday. Was that? No, that was not. That was not. That was your traffic to your page. Wednesdays was email writing that converts. We did a student live review. So guys, these things are coffee talks to kind of go back and forth with stuff. We do jam sessions on Friday, but let me just throw it out there. Like, these are trainings in a sense, right? Like, today I'm going to give you 3 things that you can apply. And if you're not doing it consistently, you can start doing it. And that's what I want you to do too. Like, once I lay these out for you, and they're not like, groundbreaking new things. There's things that a lot of times you just say, well, it's not that important, or I don't know if that'll bring any ROI. I'm telling you right now, it will. Okay. So what I want you to do today is take this, just like on any of these coffee talks, and take one little thing that you're maybe not doing, or you started doing and stopped doing, and to start doing it again, and do it consistently. Consistency is king. I'm going to say that over and over and over again, because it's what matters. If you show up when you are trying to add goodwill to your marketplace, or if you're selling, if you're doing a promotion, you better sell, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You have to commit to the process, and you have to commit to showing up in your marketplace. And there's a variety of different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you 3 today, or I'm going to explain 3 today that you can do. So before we get rocking and rolling here, let's see what we got going on in the old chat. We got Tamara in the house. What's up, Tamara? Can see and hear you loud and clear. Awesome. Salama, what's up? Yes, hello. Ashley, good to see you again. Tanner, what's up? Audio and video are great. Cool. Karen, good Monday morning to you. D, Good morning to you as well. Glad we're able to see your family. Yes, it's been great. It's been awesome. We've had a really good time here and just some good quality time with MEK, our new star of the family. She's getting all the attention, and she will for a while now. What's up, Beryl? How are you doing? How's Australia doing? Octavio, good morning. Yes, we did have a blast. We did. And actually, in about 3 weeks, they're going to be coming and visiting us at the lake house. So we're really excited about that, too. So we're only going to be separated here for about 2.5, 3 weeks. So we're pretty excited about that, too. D, what's up? How are you doing? Let's see. Good morning, Kay. Michael, what's up? Karen, what's up? Good morning. Can hear you loud and clear. Very hot here. Oh, it's hot there? Yeah, it's going to be another hot one here as well, I'm sure. What's up, Daniel? How are you? All right, cool. So let's do this. All right, because like I said, today I'm going to kind of keep this tight because I've got to wrap this up, finish packing the car, and hang out with my granddaughter a little bit longer, and then we're going to be saying goodbye, and we're going to be heading on the road. So let's get to it. All right, so like I said, if you're just tuning in, today what I wanted to share with you is 3 things, okay? 3 things that you can do to stand out in your marketplace, in your niche, to create goodwill, all right? And I want you guys to just think about this for a second. Some of you have been showing up to these coffee talks religiously, like every single day, every single week, whenever I'm on, you're here, right? And so what I have done is I've shown up here without asking for anything in return. That's what we call goodwill, right? So I know that there's going to be people that are going to show up here and they're going to hang out with us and they're never going to buy something. And then that's fine. That is totally cool, right? There's people here that are going to not buy anything, but they're going to share, or they're going to say, you should check out, Rock Your Brand podcast, or you should check out, Scott Volker, or you should check out, Chris Schaefer, who's also over there at Brand Creators. Like, we know that you're going to be spreading the word. That is payment to me, right? And by adding goodwill without anything in return, right? It's a way for you to show up to your marketplace. Now, you might be saying, yeah, Scott, but you're in the information business. We're all in the information business, right? If you're teaching someone how to catch a bass, you're in the information business. I'm sorry to say, but you are, right? And you can show up in your marketplace by helping them catch more bass, right? If you are helping someone do crocheting, you can help someone without asking them to buy something, right? And the cool thing is when we do this, we're dropping seeds in our marketplace if we do it right, okay? And then we're able to allow other people to consume it, even if they've never seen us before, right? So I'm gonna give you 3 of these, all right? So the number one way, okay, that I'm gonna say here, because this one here, it adds goodwill immediately, and there's ways that we can immediately get that goodwill. But the very first thing that we can do is we can plant a seed, okay? And some of you know what I'm going to say. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's have a little fun. What do you think my number one thing right here that would give you a seed that's planted, that would add goodwill to your marketplace, but also be something that you could refer people to as a useful resource? What is that one thing? So why don't we do that, guys? Why don't we have a little back and forth here real quick, and we'll quiz you. We'll do a little quiz here. Let's see who comes up with this answer while I take a sip of coffee. Let's see here. Iva, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Grace, good morning. Always good to see you. So let me know, guys. I know there's a little bit of a delay here, but I'm going to wait 1 second here so we can see this. Okay, cool. So we've already got one here. Create content /freebie. That's good. Let's see here. Consistent blog post. Octavio. Tanner, some kind of guide. Okay. These are all good, by the way. And you know what? They're not wrong. Like, any of those will work. If you create a useful guide or a lead magnet, as we call it, right? That is a piece of content that is there for free. But yes, on the back end, they could buy something down the line, right? So we could totally do that. But that's not the one that I'm going to start with. Okay. Although you could, there's not a wrong answer necessarily. So the first thing is a piece of blog content, okay? A piece of content that you write or post on your website is doing one very important thing, okay? It is addressing something in your market that someone is searching for. You will now be discoverable. You'll be able to be found when someone does a search Okay. And that adds goodwill to that person, right? Or to your brand because you've helped them with something. So it's given you the goodwill, right? The other cool thing is that piece of content that you put out there, it lives on. It's evergreen, right? So it can be found today. It could be found 3 months from now, 3 years from now, right? And beyond. Okay. So that's why I love saying, like, let's start there. Let's consistently show up and have a piece of content that we plant on the internet, right? And then from there, we can leverage that piece of content later. So now if you have someone that emails you and says, hey, is there any special things I should know about rubber worms? I've been trying to catch bass on rubber worms and I can't make them work. And you're like, I actually wrote a post on 5 types of rubber worms and how to use them. Go check it out, right? So now that's a piece of goodwill you have in your arsenal of things that you could give out as well, right? You could also turn that maybe into a lead magnet. We're not going to go down that line right now. But the thing is if you consistently, and I mean at least once a week, guys, right? Once a week, you should be showing up to your marketplace, to your niche, to help them with one thing or answer one question or do one product review, like whatever. Show up to one thing or one post per week, okay? So now let's move on to number 2, all right? Now, number 2 plays very well with number 1, all right? And that is your email list, all right? If you have an email list, you are there to help. Now, if you do it wrong and you just hit them over the head with offer after offer after offer, and I see that mistake happen a lot, then you're going to be known as a spammer, and we don't want that, right? If you honestly come to your marketplace, honestly and genuinely trying to help them, you can't lose, right? You cannot lose, okay? Now, there's some people that are going to get emails and be like, oh, this person keeps emailing me. I don't want to get emailed. They're going to hit the unsubscribe button, and that's totally fine. Cool. Okay. You're not going to make everyone happy. We know that, right? But you're going to find that select core that you will. Okay. So the email is really about, I'm here to help you. Okay. I'm here to help you. So if you did use a lead magnet, something that you gave away for free, that's a way for you to give someone something for free with no strings attached. And yes, you could sell something on the back end, and there's ways that we can do it without being sleazy and salesy and all of that stuff. But more importantly, it's a way for us to get them to know, like, and trust us. So first thing you can do is send them to a blog post. See why we wrote that blog post, right? Now we have a piece of content that we can send people to, okay? So that's the one thing that I really want you to understand is that's why I'm putting the blog post first or the content first, because then we can email our list about that piece of content, and then that acts as a piece of goodwill too. The cool thing is in the email, and here's an important thing for any of you to do that are not doing it, is especially in the very beginning, ask them, do you have any questions? Is there something that you need help with? Reply to this email and let me know. I want to help you. My mission is to help people catch more bass, whatever, right? That is what you need to do. Because when you do that, you're opening it up to them to reply, to respond. And there's a few different things that this does. Number 1, it gets them to go, oh, wow, this person's here to help me. And they're not asking for anything other than if I have any questions or if I need any help. Cool, this person seems good. And their guard starts to go down, right? They're like, oh, they're not trying to sell me. The guard's going to come down, right? So immediately when we do that, okay, that's what will happen. Now, the other cool thing is once we do that, we're also going to be able to then message those people back, right? And then we get a dialogue going back and forth. So you are going to write those people back, okay? And then the other cool thing that it's going to do is you're going to be able to send them to that piece of content, and they're going to be able to consume it and get a result, or at least have them be helped in one way, shape, or form, okay? So emailing them allows you to do that. It also allows you to be able to then maybe call someone out and go, hey, I had a question the other day from Octavio who wanted to know what was my best fishing lures that I've used this year so far. So I decided to write a blog post about it. Or, hey, I decided to shoot a video about it. What this does is it shows, oh my gosh, Scott's helping people. There's this guy named Octavio who asked a question in an email. He's getting emails. So now it takes your authority and it brings it up a little bit, right? Even though you might say, I'm not an expert. We're not talking about being an expert. We're talking about being just a little bit further down the line than someone else, right? So the email allows us to do this, all right? And there's a lot of other cool things we can do with email, but I like to look at it like plant the seed, have a piece of content that you create, have the email where it's like, hey, here's something that's going to help you. And oh, by the way, I'm here to help you. You got any questions? Anything I can help you with? It also gives you feedback on future content that you can do, a whole bunch of great things. But What I see people doing is they build their email list, they write 1 or 2 blog posts, and then they're like, Scott, I don't know what to write people. That's where your blog content comes in. That's where you're creating pieces of content that's going to help people, and then you can tell people about it every week, right? See how the consistency thing comes in? And as you do that, you're going to, number one, you're going to almost force yourself to create more content. You're going to force yourself to email your list, and that's going to just start to compound on itself, all right? So email is big. So number one, blog content or some type of piece of content. Number 2 is the email list. It's I'm here to help you. And number 3, and this can go on any platform. I just chose Facebook. It's Facebook comments, right? Whether you're running ads, whether you have a Facebook page, whether you have a Facebook group, you should be, or maybe someone else's group, be in there and be helpful. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to go into your page or your group or maybe someone else's and just be a resource to your market, right? What's going to happen is if you start showing up and start helping people, they're going to start to follow you, or they're going to start to follow your brand automatically without you even saying, go do it. Okay. Perfect example is when I was starting the podcast over 5 years ago, I was in a Facebook group, not my own, answering people's questions. And I was not really an expert at the time, right? I had just started selling. I think we were doing like $20,000, $25,000 a month in revenue, which, was good, but it wasn't like you're an expert, at this. You haven't been doing it all that long, maybe 6-7 months. And so I just started helping people with what I knew. And then I decided to start a podcast. People started to follow me. Then it started to grow, right? So it starts with the goodwill piece. So be a resource in your marketplace. And a very simple way to do that is to go into, years ago, it used to be going into a forum. You can still do forums, right? They're still out there depending on your market, but Facebook is easy to do it, right? Join a few Facebook groups and start being someone that's helping people on a regular basis. And it doesn't have to be time consuming. Spend 15 minutes, answer 1 question a day, 2 questions a day, something like that. Or if you have your own group, you should be doing it in there. So there's the 3. That's how you can add goodwill to your marketplace and really have it compound on each other. So my question to you is, what are you doing? What's one thing you're doing right now? You're not planning the thing. You're not thinking of doing the thing. What are you actively doing every single week that is adding goodwill to your niche, to your marketplace? I want you guys to drop it in the comments and let me know. All right. And then from there, we're going to commit to this. We're going to commit to doing at least 1 per week if you're not already. And if you are doing 1, I want you to ramp it up a little bit, maybe do 2. Okay. So let me see that in the comments real quick and see where everyone's at. See what you're currently doing. Let's see here. Okay. Anthony said lead magnet, quick info. Yep, that works. Lena says download your playbook. Yeah, you can download the playbook. Right? If you I think that's a perfect example, right? Like I'm giving you guys all this here for free, right? But if you want to learn how to build your email list inside of the playbook, there's a whole section in there on how to build a list, how to communicate with the list, right? So that's a great example. Like I'm not telling you to go there right now, although I could, but this thing isn't based around the playbook, right? Like the principles are. But I'm not telling you to go buy it. But now there's some people that are going to go from here and they're going to go look me up, or they're going to go to my website or whatever, right? Without me even saying to, and they're going to go and grab the playbook, right? And then that's how you will then start to get people into your world. And that's kind of how it works. Salma, working on my freebie. Okay. Ashley, just blog posts. Okay. Ashley, on the blog posts, my question to you is, are you building that email list yet? And if you're doing the blog post, I think that's great. And I think over time, they're going to start to gain some traction. But why not start building the email list and letting people know? Or why not start, answering people's questions, right? There's something else you can do other than just the blog post that won't take up a ton of time. People always get overwhelmed with all of the things that you can do. We're not worried about that right now. What's your next move, right? If you're doing blog posts, that's great. What's your next piece? What's your next pillar that you can build out? Because once you build out, like I think about this, once you build out your website, then it's a matter of, okay, the house is built. Now we just got to fill it with furniture, right? We got to fill it. We got to paint the walls. We got to do all of this other stuff to decorate it, right? That's what you're doing inside of your website. So once it's built, that's the hard part. Okay. Now the next thing would be like, okay, now I got to build my email list. Oh, it's going to take so much time. No, if you focus on it for 2 or 3 weeks, you'll have that thing built. You'll have a sequence built out. And you'll start to be able to understand how to write emails, right? Then once you have that built, guess what? All you're going to do is write 1 email a week. Not hard, right? And once you do the content piece, it becomes easy. Okay. Let's see here. Karen, always doing blog posts and working on another lead magnet. Okay. And that's great because the lead magnet is the email list. So it's exactly what we need to be doing. And Karen, I know what you're doing. And I think what you're doing is amazing. And I think the more that you incorporate your story, we know where you're at and with your marketplace. And you even said it yourself, when you start to share more of your story, and I don't mean your whole post, because if you share too much of your story, people are like, okay, this is all about them, not about me. We don't want to do that. We want to sprinkle it in. But you showing up consistently to help people where you were at and where you are currently is huge. And I think that you're going to do great with that. Karen, the other Karen, two Karens that are in our academy, working on Facebook ad for the new workbook for preschoolers I'm putting out. Yeah, Karen, I can't wait to see that, by the way. Good job on that. Kay, publishing 1 article per week, lead magnet written and finalizing this week. Perfect. I like the word finalizing this week, by the way, because that means that it's done and it's ready to go. And that's what we want to do. Again, we want to plan it as much as we need to, and then we want to execute and we want to get it live, right? Then we can start to get results. Just ran my first ad for free ebook download. Awesome. That's great, Tamara. And I love it that we got a lot of our academy members in here right now. I know that Tamara is, Kay is, Karen, two Karens, Ashley. Cool. Salman, how many blogs should you aim to have when you first make your website live? 1. create your website and put 1 article up. I hear this happen. Actually, I think Ashley asked that question probably a month or 2 back and was waiting till she had more articles, or she had 5 created and she was waiting. I forget, it was maybe before she perfected them or something. It's like, get them live, right? We can perfect them later, right? Let's get them live. So it starts with 1. Okay. So Salama, 1. All right. If you're focusing on 4 before you get it started, 5, too many. 1. Okay. Get 1 done. Ashley, I've struggled to figure out a lead magnet to build an email list. Ashley, I believe you're still in the academy. If you are, I would recommend definitely using our call. We have 2 calls this week. We have 1 on Thursday and we have 1 on Saturday. Saturday is more for the email marketing accelerator program that we're teaching inside of the academy. But the Thursday call is just a random virtual call. So we can go into that. We can actually dive in, give you 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll brainstorm a lead magnet for you. I know your market. I don't think that's going to be hard at all. I think that's going to be pretty simple on what to do there. So guys, if you have any last minute questions here, let me know in the comments. Also, what I want you guys to do is I want you to think about what is that one thing that you could do, either additional to what you're doing right now, or what is one thing that you should be doing right now, but you're just procrastinating because you want it to be perfect, right? So what is one thing that you can do right now by the end of the week and get it live? And then from there, commit to that. Commit to adding goodwill to your marketplace. I've never seen that fail, by the way, guys. Okay. Sure, it might not bring in money fast, but it will bring in traffic. It'll bring in leads. It'll bring in new blood to your brand. And you get really good at it too, right? If we start to do more than consume, we're going to be able to learn, and we're going to be able to tweak it and look at the results and all of that stuff. Perfect example is we have 2 lead magnets that we created for this case study that we're doing inside of the academy for building an email list using a lead magnet. We have 2 lead magnets, and we put both of them up. 2 of them were blog posts, by the way, and we just converted them to a PDF. We created a cover, we created an ad, and we started driving traffic. And right now, the 1 page, the 1 lead magnet is converting. I just checked this morning, 46.6%. That's insane. I'm shooting for 20%, by the way. Okay. The other one, it's not doing as good. It's 31%. So they're both converting pretty well, but the one at 46%, it's like, oh, the market likes that better. Maybe we'll do more of that, right? But it's a lead magnet that is adding goodwill to the marketplace to help people in their journey just a little bit, to give them that one little win, right? And then once we do that, then we start to educate them or help them or share, right? Throughout, maybe we're going to have questions. We're going to do a roundup post on questions. Maybe we're going to do product reviews. Maybe we're going to do how-tos. There's all kinds of stuff we can do, but pick one and do it consistently. That is what I want you guys to do. Let's see. Octavio, blogs, lead magnets, and Facebook page to support members. Yes, Octavio, you're doing amazing, man. And I'm super excited to see what's going to happen here once we keep working on your lead magnet, but then we add that element of the paid product on the back end. I'm really excited about that, man. I think it's going to work out really well. And you know what? We won't know until we test it, but we're going to test it. Anthony, lots of work to do. I'm writing my welcome sequence and thinking about putting a digital product together. I think that's great. Start with the welcome sequence. Get that going, because as a lead comes in, you don't want them to go cold, right? So if you don't do a welcome sequence, do at least a broadcast a week. So that way there you keep them people active and you keep them warm. And I do like the idea of putting together a digital product. We're actually working through that. Actually, Octavio is going to be working through that inside the Academy, but our next training inside the Academy is going to be how to create a digital product, not a big, massive course, a digital product that you could sell on the back end in less than 30 days and actually get a sale on it. So that's what we're going to be doing next. But I like that mindset, Anthony. I think that's great. Let's see. Would you need a nurture sequence written before offer freebie? No. Here's what you need: lead magnet, landing page, traffic, Facebook ad, right? And one email. And that one email is going to say, hey, thanks so much for downloading our checklist. Here's the link again. If you have any questions, let us know. Talk to you later. Salama. Done. That's it. Then you write your sequence, right? You see how I just did that? One chunk at a time. The only thing that we need to do is a lead magnet, landing page, and traffic. And then we need one follow-up message to deliver the goods. That's it. Okay. So start there. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This was pretty cool. This was something I always enjoy talking about. But again, really, really simple. You really need to just keep it simple, but stay consistent. And I'm going to repeat these 3 ways to stand out in your niche and create goodwill. And you might even want to put something on your computer or something alongside a Post-it note and just say, how am I adding goodwill today? Right? Something like that. 1 blog post a week, I think. So blog content, or maybe it's a YouTube video, whatever. I like blog content because it's on your own property. 2, email list. You're there to help them. So show up every week and help them, at least 1 email. And then 3, Facebook comments, either your page, your group, or someone else's. Take 15 minutes a day and help people answer someone's question. Even if it's the smallest question, show up there and answer 1 or 2 questions a day. All right. And that's how you will add goodwill to your marketplace. That's how you'll stand out in your marketplace. And we can build off of that, guys. We can build off of everything that we've just done there. But the key is, the main thing is consistency. You got to do something consistently until you can actually see that you're getting that momentum. And then from there, you will get the momentum, and that will carry you and want you to do it even more. But you got to show up consistently. All right. So that's it, guys. That is going to wrap up this little coffee talk. I will throw this in here. You see how we're going to do this here? Watch this, right? What I just gave you guys was like 95% content, 99% content. Here's what I'm going to say. Well, 2 things. Number 1, if you want to be part of our coffee talks on a regular basis, takeactioncrew.com. Let your friends, family, anyone that you think that would get value, share it with them. And then the last thing that I'll give you guys is this guy right here, brandcreatorsbook.com. Okay. There's my slight pitch. All right. If you want the playbook that we give to all of our Academy members, how we are building our brands and all of our students are, go to brandcreatorsbook.com. It'll cost you about a cup of coffee, and that's it. And you'll have the entire playbook, 107 pages, by the way. All right. So grab it, check it out. And until next time, guys, I'll be back here Wednesday. I'll be in my office, though. So we'll be back home. Wednesday will be, I already kind of decided what I'm going to talk about there. Wednesday is going to be creating your super signature to sell stuff. It's actually something that we're going to be teaching inside the Academy, but I'm going to share it with you guys right here on Wednesday. I'm going to talk about it because it's been working pretty good. All right. So I'll share that with you guys as well. That's going to be Wednesday. All right. Creating your super signature in your email to sell stuff without really selling. So it's pretty cool. You got to check it out. All right. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. Until then, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Have an awesome, amazing day. See you soon.